Hey everybody, Dallisa here, fifth generation psychic medium. I'm going to tell you what this week is going to be like, what is in store for you. So don't go anywhere. We're about to begin. I always get excited and I hit that button again before it starts playing. Welcome, everybody, to the week of June 7th. I was looking really hard through my notes, and there's a lot to go over for today, but I was looking for like the silver lining. So as we go through this, I will try to infuse some positivity, but it is going to be a big week astrologically. There's a lot of stuff going on. I'm going to bring Christina on in just a moment. She's going to give away some free class passes, and so stay tuned. So we're going to do what's been coming through. I'll give you my notes. I'll pull tarot cards. We'll do the pick a card oracle section of today's broadcast. They just said in my ear, it's going to be like the wild, wild west this week. So just a reminder, if you are interested in receiving our free manifestation guide and you want to get our email alerts, yesterday I just sent out what our June classes are going to be. You want to sign up at spiritandspark.com if you have not done so already. And of course, a reminder to hit that subscribe button, give the video a thumbs up, and we appreciate all of your comments as well. So there are a couple things going on, and I'm like, where do I want to get started? I'll bring Christina on in just a second so she can talk about the free class passes. Here's what I'm going to say first. If you are in my Facebook private group, you may have seen my post that I wrote yesterday in response to some activity that was going on. Directed at me and directed within the Facebook group. And that is not okay with me. And if you really, really want to know what I think, if you want the unfiltered truth about the psychic downloads that I'm getting, join the Spark Plug, because that is really where I share the things that, frankly, I can't say on here, and I can't say on Facebook, and I can't say on Instagram or any other mainstream social platform. So if you are interested to know, because I have predictions about where this country is going, where the current and former president are going to come into play, truth about things that are happening that I can't even say, which will be a hot button word, because this video will then be pulled and you won't even be able to see what I do share on this video. So anything that's been going on in the country the last year, yes, I get downloads about all of it, and I can't say it on here. So if you really want to know what's happening and what's going on, come into the Spark Plug group, okay? Because what I can share on here is more astrological, more cards, but my nitty-gritty predictions are in the Spark Plug. So I put that at the bottom of the screen here. You go to spiritandspark.com, click on the Spark Plug, and that is where you join that group, that community. And I do these sessions called Real Talk, where you can ask me whatever questions you have about the state of the world, what's going on, what's coming. Some people actually probably thought a year ago in my membership community, I said over a year ago, things that are now becoming accepted in mainstream media. But a year ago, people were like, what? No way. I said, listen, it's what energy is being shown to me. I'm a psychic medium. My job is to tell you what's coming forward. It's just the same. That energy comes through just the same as if I was sitting with a client and telling them that they should move to Nebraska because that's what I'm being shown. Same thing. So it might enrage some of you because you disagree with what the predictions are. Okay, fine. I am not for everyone. But those of you that do want to have meaningful, courteous, high vibration conversations about the predictions that are coming through, I'm happy to be your guide with that. If something is making you mad, I might ask you a question about where are you holding your own self back? Why is that making you mad? Right? Because I've been saying for months, you want to stay neutral. So if something is making you angry, frustrated, out of control, I really kind of want to say to you, congratulations, because that in essence is showing you what needs to be healed. So the thing you're all striving for, I'm striving for, is to wake up in the morning and say, you know what? I'm going to go through this day. If something bothers me, I'm going to ask myself why it bothers me, and I'm going to work on healing it. Okay? So I just wanted to let you know that's where the real unfiltered predictions are going to be. I'm not going to post on Facebook anymore and say, hey, here's my latest prediction. What do you think? I'm done with that. So if you want to know what I really think and you're on board for a meaningful conversation about it, join the Spark Plug, folks. I've been talking about it for months. We started it late December, early January. We have members all over the country, and Helen is internationally located internationally. So yeah, we have good conversations in there. So anyway, I just wanted to throw that out there. So now that I've kind of gotten off my soapbox a little bit and given you my straight response, because you probably now want to go read what I wrote over in the Spirit and Spark private group over on Facebook, because I had some things to say yesterday. So with that, I am going to bring Christina on. Christina's giving you free class passes. And so, yeah, sorry about my rant. Actually, I'm not sorry.
I love it. I'm a Spark Plug member. I love it.
Yeah, so you're teaching a really fantastic group hypnosis class that's coming up. And I think I would say probably, and you might even know the statistic, but I would say 80 to 85% of the people watching this are going to say, oh my gosh, I need that class. So tell us what you're doing this month.
Yeah, so I'm offering a free class on June 23rd, Wednesday at 6 p.m. on sleep. Sleep better, sleep deep. Almost every client I work with, and I'm sure at one point or another, we all have had issues with sleep. So especially with everything going on. So sleep is something that we're all born knowing how to do, and then just life gets going. And we've got these looping thoughts, we've got issues. Some of us even freak out before it's time to go to bed because we know we might not be able to sleep at night. So I'm going to be going over techniques, and also it's a hypnosis class. So we will be going into why are you having an issue with sleep? So getting to the root cause of it. So it's a fantastic class if you really want to dig deep and get to the root cause. So
yeah, I love it. And you said it's on June 14th, right?
This class is on June 23rd.
23rd, okay.
Yes, June, excuse me if I said that. June 23rd at 6 p.m. And it is a sleep better, sleep deep. And it is, it's an hour, but you do need to register, and you have to be willing to be in hypnosis because that is the fantastic technique that I use.
Yes, and they're very relaxing. Yes, it is. I have it on the website. I had to look real quick.
Yeah.
It's Wednesday, June 23rd, 6 o'clock Pacific time, so 9 o'clock Eastern. I wanted to make sure I didn't screw that up.
I know, you made me nervous there for a second.
I know, I'm like, wait, I wrote down June 14th. It's not June 14th, everybody. It's the 23rd and 6 o'clock Pacific time, 9 o'clock Eastern. Do you know how many spots off the top of your head you have open?
There are about 40 spots left, but whenever I have a class that's free, they fill up very quickly. So
yeah, and whenever I have you on this program to talk about free class passes, we normally just sell it out. So if you are somebody that is not sleeping that well, or you think that you could sleep better, which I think is, you know, my guess is 80 to 85% of people out there are like, oh yeah, I could sleep longer, sleep better. Why not go to Christina's complimentary class? I'm going to show you how to do that. So you want to go over to spiritandspark.com, click on contact up at the top, scroll down, and you will see the form on that page, and just say, I want to go to Christina's class. And I will connect you with Christina via email. She'll give you all the information and a link to sign up. And yeah, so you have to be one of the first 40 people to do that. So I'd recommend doing it today after we get done with the broadcast.
Yes.
Yeah. Thanks, Christina. Is there anything else you want to add before you jump off, or how are you feeling right now?
Well, I'm feeling up and down like everybody else. I think what I want to add about this sleep class is I think that people have not been sleeping well for so long. They think it's normal. But when you have a good night's sleep, it improves your relationships, your job, your health, especially your health. But just to be stable, and with everything going on right now, to have a good night's sleep, it's eye-opening how much it changes your life. So not getting a good night's sleep is not normal. So it's become everybody's normal. And it's not normal. So you can have a good night's sleep.
Beautiful. I agree. My body sleeps about 8.5 hours a night, and it wakes up automatically. So I'm in about the 10 to 15% of people that are like, I sleep usually pretty good. But I know that's not the norm. So I think those 40 spots are going to be taken pretty quickly. So thanks for stopping by, Christina.
Thanks for having me. Take care.
Thanks. Good luck this week. I say that because, of course, it's going to just be crazy, crazy energy this week. So thank you to everybody who's been commenting and letting me know where you're watching from this morning. I appreciate it. It's great to hear from everybody. Yeah, so that's going to be Christina's free class pass, and I'm sure those 40 spots are going to be gone, right? Another quick mention, a couple of things. With the Spark Plug, if you are a Spark Plug member or you're a patron of this channel or both, thank you. I appreciate it. You're actually going to get a survey that's going to be coming out within like the next week or so. Please take the survey. I actually am going to start teaching classes to Spark Plug members, and I want to know what you want to learn. There may be a couple of other questions sprinkled in there. But I've learned so much as a 5th generation psychic medium that I want to start teaching you what I know, and that'll be part of the Spark Plug community. So make sure you take that survey. And it will only go out to members. All right. Quick show mention, scheduling mention. Normally I do these Mondays at 10, and that will continue as normal. However, next week's episode will actually be live, same time, but on Sunday. Okay, so I'm going to go a day earlier. All right, here we go, folks. Take a big, deep breath. All right, so there is going to be, this is for the week, I said of today, starting today, June 7th. We actually have a lot of energy going on this week, and I will try to find the silver linings and things to be grateful and positive about as we go along. As you hear me talk about these things, if you have a way to spin it to be positive, go ahead and put that in the comments. That would be great. There's going to be an escalation of anger. All right. So remember, I've said in recent videos, or the last probably 7 months of videos, that this is the tower year, right? So the tower's burning down, and I've even said it's going to be like people's homes are, symbolic homes are burning down, and everyone handles change and transformation differently. So there's a lot of energy this week around the escalation of being angry, about being fearful. I anticipate this week that there is going to be name calling, arguing, I'm right, you're wrong, vice versa, whatever it is. I'm going to tell you what I think, and I don't care what you think, screw off. That's what I wrote down. So yeah, there's going to be some, so if you can find a positive in that, please write it down. Okay. So yeah, where do I want to go next? Okay. Yeah, some people, be aware, in your life are going to be really ready for what you have to say, and some are not going to be ready for what you have to say, which I experienced a couple days early, right? Which is typical. Interestingly enough, about my gifts and the way that they work, my energy will typically feel the upcoming astrology before it actually happens. And I think it's just designed that way so I can feel it and then describe it to you a little bit better. So I would encourage you this week to have classy conversations with dialogue for healing. Okay. So if you're going to get into it with somebody, which I really would warn you not to, Try to come from a place of trying to understand them, trying to state what you need to state in a very calm, helpful way, okay? Because there's just going to be so much tension in the air this week that you could potentially say something that just makes somebody really mad, all right? There's going to be a lot of energy this week around fear and confusion. So the questions I wrote down that I would have you consider this week would be, what has the last year or the last, year and a half taught you? What has it taught you? What has everything you've been through with the pandemic? What did you learn? What did you learn about yourself? What did you learn about other people? What did you learn about your priorities? And have you actually done the work and gone within to ask those questions and be very clear about what it is that you've learned so far, okay? Yeah. So keep writing your positivity in the comments, please, because it's about to get a little bit more intense. Okay. There's energy on the 10th, which is this Thursday, that I want to mention. Aspects of big anger and war, okay? People will become more and more angry, and they'll bring out their fears and insecurities outside of themselves, all right? So, like I mentioned at the start of the video, I do have predictions about the current climate and what I do feel is coming, but I can't say it here. So thank you, mainstream social media, because now you have to go to the Spark Plug group, because I actually can't say it in here without it getting flagged. But there are circumstances that will propel people into great change, all right? There will be the energy of righteousness, disharmony, and dissatisfaction. The June 10th aspects are going to hit the star of searching, like it's a searching energy, which means that there's going to be a lot of things happening behind the scenes. Don't necessarily trust what you are hearing. There's a lot of disillusion going on, all right? There is going to be more energy around the truth of the last year that we've all been through that will be revealed, all right? Ideas, expression, communication, stimulation, adventures, curiosity will all be highlighted this week. So again, ideas, expression, and communication, I would say make sure you're taking the high road, the high vibration on those aspects, all right? The 10th also is an energy around this or that, and relationships, decisions you're going to have to make around relationships. So whether it's a friendship, a professional relationship, romantic relationship, this Thursday, the 10th, is going to be a day where you're going to have to really start making some decisions around that. And I want you to ask yourself, what is lurking in the shadows associated with this relationship? So that's Thursday. So if you feel like you don't know the whole truth around something, you probably don't. So just sit with it, all right? But you're going to feel pressure to make a choice. With June 11th, which is this Friday, I want you to be more open to miracles. I want you to ask yourself, on Friday or leading up to Friday, you can even do some introspection today, but around the idea that you can have more, you can have, miracles that are happening for you. So if you feel like you wake up in the morning and you're like, oh, there's no way that's going to happen, that's a limiting belief, a limiting mindset, and you get to be right. So I want you to start realigning the energy around being more open to things actually working out for you. So that energy will be potent on Friday, all right? Also happening this week, we'll be questioning our own beliefs and figuring out our future. Mercury is digging up things from your past. I want you to actually look at what's being dug up from your past. So if there's somebody that comes in that maybe you worked with years ago and they want to have a conversation with you, or you're having dreams about ex relationships, whatever it is, right? If there's something from your past that is showing back up, it's actually doing it right now in this time period because it's trying to show you something. It's trying to teach you something so you can learn it, so you can actually put it behind you and move forward, all right? Confusion is going to be pronounced this month. So confusion in you, confusion in other people. But here's the weird part about this energy this month. You're going to be asked to make choices. You're going to feel like you're in a bit of a pressure cooker to make choices, but you're not going to have all the information. Not everything is going to be front and center and apparent to you, which is fine, but you're still going to have to make decisions. So this is why I've said meditation is no longer an option. It's no longer like just something you like to do on occasion. You really have to get grounded into your own body, do your meditations, focus on your breathing, let the stress go, because if you're doing that, you'll actually see that your path is much more illuminated versus you just kind of going around in life with high stress and feeling like you're in a panic. So being calm will actually give you more clarity. All right. So as I said, it's no longer an option. And remember, Sparkplug members, you can always go back into the portal, and I've got meditations that I've done for the group in there. Just scroll back and you can rewatch any of those. And the 21 meditation challenge is happening right now. Hopefully you're all taking advantage of those meditations I recorded for you. Okay. So today and tomorrow, here's the energy that's going on in the sky. So it's about slowing down. It's about being quiet. It's about self-reflection, about asking the bigger questions. Today and tomorrow would not be the days I'd say, hey, go run out and solve all the problems. Today and tomorrow is more about you being solo, kind of like the Hermit card in the tarot deck. Because as I said, we've got today and tomorrow, which is kind of like keeping to yourself. And then you've got Thursday, which I told you the 10th is a lot of anger and war energy. And then we head into the Friday energy, which is like expect miracles, realign your thoughts. So with this energy, I would anticipate that both Wednesday and Thursday are going to feel really, really major in terms of anger, fear, frustration, confusion. Okay. If you're taking notes, I know some of you just like to rewatch the video halfway through the week, which is fine too. Okay. This week also, there's going to be a lot of people experiencing anxiety within themselves that they haven't necessarily told people about yet. They're going to be feeling emotionally insecure, or you will be feeling emotionally insecure, however you want to take this information. People are going to be feeling naked and vulnerable this week with themselves, with their inner workings, with their thoughts, with their beliefs. People may tell you deeply personal things about themselves this week. So we're all good stewards of energy, right? So if somebody comes to us and they trust us enough to reveal something that's deeply personal, be respectful of what they're telling you and keep it to yourself, okay? So listen, but don't hold on to it. Listen and be a good steward of the energy, but don't take it on as yours. So in other words, just be able to be present and conscious with what somebody is telling you. But because it feels like people are just going to want to like word vomit all over you this week. Okay. All right. I think I've just got a couple more notes left on here before we go over to the cards, which are always fun, right? Okay, so Friday through Sunday, which is June 11th through June 13th, there's going to be high tension in relationships. Be extra cautious with how you're dealing with people. Difficult transformation within relationships if this transit of energy is not handled properly, okay? So again, this is this Friday through Sunday, June 11th and through the 13th. I will be back again. Remember, I said the episode next week is Sunday, so we'll be in the midst of this energy. So be mindful of how you're treating other people and treating yourself this week, especially Friday through Sunday. I did write down a couple of other things on here. So Monday the 14th, there's a bit of an increase in delusion, people having their own version of the truth, and very high emotions about being heard. So expect as we get closer to Monday, with this anger, this war, this hostility energy that's coming in front and center, remember that people are going to be barking at you. They're going to be spewing out what they feel their truth is, because it may be that they have felt like, I've held it in for so long, I'm just going to tell you what I think. And like I said in the beginning, like, screw off, right? It's like, bah! So expect this week that you're going to hear some tongue lashings. I hope you're not the person giving the tongue lashing, because there's a different way of handling it. But just know that it might be directed at you. All right. So the way to handle this is to not bark back. Instead, you can listen and just take it for what it is, right? And then sit with it and maybe do some reflection on, why did they feel like they had to say that to me? You know, what am I not seeing? What is it that I need to talk to them about in regards to our relationship dynamics? Okay. Yeah, so the Saturn square Uranus, we've been talking about this. All right. We've had one already. There's 3 times this year where Saturn squares Uranus. And basically, it's a whole lot of everything I've just been talking about amplified. So we're quickly approaching this coming in. I'll talk more about it on the Sunday show, but it's the energy of change, instability, volatility, and people resisting the transformation. Okay. A little fun fact, even though it's not so fun. This is going to be the second time this year that Uranus squares Saturn. It's happening right around Christmas is the third one. Okay. So I told you it's the year of the Tower. All year, it's change, it's transformation, it's things that you've had and you've known really shifting and changing. And I'm sure you're all just writing positivity in the comments right now. I'm like, how do we spin this, right? Like, I understand I'm a bit different, right? So, my astrology, if you don't know, I'm a Sagittarius sun. I'm a Gemini rising. I'm a Pisces moon in the 10th house. My North Node is in Leo. My midheaven is in Aquarius. I swear to you, I was born to come here and be a disruptor and to say it out loud. Okay. And so I know that I ruffle feathers, but I actually really firmly believe I came here to be like, let's take a look at that. Let's get curious. Let's ask the questions. Let's have a meaningful dialogue around this. So when I hear about things are going to change, I remember a time, this was about, I'm going to guess 2 years ago. And I was in a tarot class and the teacher said to me, the teacher actually pulled cards and was using me as an example. And he turned to me and he said, everything about your life is going to change. And I was like, ooh. So I know I am the odd person out with that. A lot of people don't like change. They don't like, things to be pulled out from underneath them. But I'm like, I'm at Earth School. I knew this was going to be a challenge. Let's see what's in store. Because remember, anything that you're going through, anything that's presented in front of you, it's being attracted into your energy field, into your life, so you can do something about it, so you can heal something, so you can progress. So keep that in mind. Everything that's happening is actually happening for you, not to you. So what are you going to learn from everything going on in your life right now? Okay. So now we got to do some cards. I'm just going to oh my God. Yeah, I'm like, normally I throw these notes away. I might just burn the ones for this week because, yeah, doesn't it sound like fun? All right, let's do some tarot cards and see what the theme for this week's going to be. Then I'll do your pick a card section, and then I'll do a card of destiny. Okay. Oh, mercy. What do we have in store for this week? Excuse me while I cut my cards here and take a look at, yeah, got it. Okay. So this is the stuff I want to teach in the Spark Plug. So like I mentioned, if you're a Spark Plug member, make sure you fill out the survey that'll be out in about a week, because I want to know what you want to learn. I could teach you oracle cards. I could teach you tarot cards. I could teach you how to channel. Like, what do you want to know? So that'll be on that survey, okay? Oh. All right, cool. So as mentioned, right, the tarot cards are always fun. Tarot, you know what I'm saying? Okay, so the 6 cards I pulled, I'll tell you the order in which I read these. I don't read them just like you might find online, so bear with me because my interpretation of the cards, and they know that. They know my interpretation, so they know which cards to put out in front of me to give you the message. So I got Wheel of Fortune. Wheel of Fortune for me is like, you got to be ready to act, ready to move things along, new opportunities. But you also need to understand the Wheel of Fortune is about an energy of like evolving evolving. And we, based off of that astrological forecast I just gave you, the weather report for this week, you're going to have to evolve, right? And like I've mentioned, prisoner or pioneer. If you're a patron of the channel, drop your prisoner and pioneer emojis. So the prisoner and pioneer energy, it's like, yeah, you're either going to evolve and choose the higher vibration and to work through your healing and be the pioneer of your own life, or you're going to stay in the prisoner mentality. And those two paths are now really separating off in that forest, okay? So the Wheel of Fortune card makes sense to me. It's also represented by the number 10. 10 for me is about completion, ending of a chapter, the house burning down, right? Because then you got to figure out, well, what am I going to do with this? So it's signifying that there are going to be things coming to an end. I also, and I'll show you the card just so you can see it. So that's the Wheel of Fortune. Then up next, the Five of Pentacles. I actually read the Five of Pentacles as change and disruption around things that are going to be more of like material value, possessions, home, how you show up in a group of people, how people relate to you. So change around that. You may even find that there's some changes this week around money, how money is coming in, how you want money to come in. So expect changes around anything kind of having to do with like earthly possessions, okay? You're going to be faced with, and I think I showed that to you, but just in case, that's the Five of Pentacles. You're going to be faced with choices this week. So the Two of Cups is, for me, about decisions and choices that you have to make around relationships or emotional matters. So you're going to be faced with choices, okay? Now, this is a positive card for this week. It's the Four of Wands. The Four of Wands, for me, is about stability. And really doing that inner work and asking yourself those reflective questions, especially if you're listening to this today, which is June 7th, and using the energy of today or tomorrow to really get some stabilizing energy around what you want. What does your future hold? The wand energy is like ambition. So it could even be getting clarity around what you want your work to be in the world, how you want to charge for that, how you want to show up professionally. Okay. Then we got a major arcana card here, folks. So this is the card of strength. Strength for me is that you're going to need some willpower. You're going to need some resiliency this week. You're going to have to really get through it. It's about perseverance. This tells me that being that it's number 8, that there will be blocks and things that you're going to have to work to overcome this week. All right. You will likely have some barriers, but I feel like you're going to figure some things out this week. You've got the Six of Wands, and the Six of Wands for me is about cooperation, willpower, pushing through obstacles, like just kind of like this person's up on the horse. Like, I'm going to get there. I'm going to figure it out. But it's not necessarily representative of like, it's going to be smooth sailing. It's going to be, what I'm hearing in my ear to tell you is a bit of rerouting. Like, oh, I'm over here on this road, but you know, man, there's a lot of obstacles over there. There's a lot of boulders. I think I'm going to turn my horse the other way. So keep that in mind, that there's going to be some interesting, probably scenarios and relationship things going on this week where you're going to have to say, I'm going to get through this, but I'm wondering where I should put my focus. Where do I want to realign my focus here? All right. So those are the 6 cards for this week. Let me know in the comments if that made sense to you, what stood out to you on those cards. Yes. Okay. So the card deck that we're going to do for Pick a Card this week is, I thought first of all, so after writing down the notes for this week's show, I was like, oh my God, we need some like positivity. So I picked our spirit guide, or animal spirit guide cards. I feel like you need a little helper this week. So the best way that I have found to work with spirit animals is just call it in, just like you would a guide, an angel. You can ask the energy of the animal to step forward and help you. All right. So looks like some of you already know the drill. Start posting and commenting with your number on a scale, 1 to 5. Okay, 1 through 5. Pick the number you intuitively feel called to this week. And let's see what spirit animal wants to help you. Okay. I felt like we all needed a hug from an animal this week. This is going to be the week where you're going to be like hugging your animals or hugging your friends' animals. Okay. All right, so let's see what we got here. All right. Oh, all right. Some of you are going to be like, really? Are you sure? Interesting cards. All right, so here we go. I'm going to tell you what the 5 cards are. Then I'm going to pull one card that is the card of destiny, which is the message we all need to hear for this week. All right. If you picked card 1, congratulations. You have a ladybug. This is a time of good fortune and abundance. So be willing to receive all good things in your life. Remember what I told you about this week. There was a date that I mentioned at the beginning of the video where I want you to expect miracles. I've got it on here. Yeah, the 11th, which is easy to remember. The number 11 is such a spiritually charged number. So this week on the 11th, if you find yourself in any kind of scarcity mindset, thinking you don't have enough, there's not going to be enough, if you pick the card number 1, I would really, really pay attention to what you're manifesting on the 11th. And if you didn't pick the number 1, but you need to manifest, use the energy of the 11th to help you get clarity and know that you are worth manifesting whatever it is you want to manifest. Okay, card 2, people, you got the seagull. Now is the time for deep emotional healing, is what this beauty of a card says. You're gonna get it this week. You're gonna get the opportunity this week to do some emotional healing. So be open to how that shows up for you. If you're triggered by something, if you feel something emotional coming up into you that's like, rawr, I want you to ask yourself, why did this show up to irritate me or anger me or make me cry? Your emotions are such a gift. So if you can use them as a barometer and get curious about why the emotion is showing up, you will be leaps and bounds ahead of other people. And it's not a comparison, it's not a race. But most people are not sitting down with their emotions and saying, I'm going to take 100% accountability for why I'm feeling this, because I know it's mine. So I'm wondering why I'm feeling this. Because, excuse me, if you're doing that, you are in the minority, okay? All right, which is cool, right? Okay, card 3, people. You're meant to be a healer. So you got the rattlesnake. The rattlesnake is actually an incredibly spiritual animal totem. It says the experiences that you've been presently going through are an initiation into fulfilling your purpose as a healer. And so it could be in a very formal sense, because I know a lot of people are feeling the tap on their shoulder to become a healer, to become a reader, or whatever kind of modality you want to do, coaching people. And so if you're feeling that, awesome. If you're not, and you're like, I am not interested in being a healer, this card would signal that somebody, like I mentioned earlier, is probably going to come to you this week and want to just tell you everything. And so you may need to hold space for people this week. Okay, so those are card 3, people. And if you are thinking about being a healer, that's your card that says, message delivered. Let's do this. Let's get started. Okay. This one's so cool. Card 4, you got the Hawaiian owl. I love owls. Oh my goodness gracious. I don't know how to say that. Puo? No, probably not. Okay. Hawaiian owl. Your ancestral spirit guides are offering you guidance now, so pay close attention to signs and omens from them. Another great reason to go into meditation, so that you can have that stillness, that quiet time, so that you can hear from your messengers, from your spirit team, from people who have passed away that you want to communicate with, okay? And listen, if you're a Spark Plug member and you want me to teach you about that channeling and connecting with spirit, I'll teach that, whatever. That's why the survey's coming out, folks. Okay, then card 5, you got the mountain goat. The mountain goat. There's something out of balance in your life, so do whatever you need to correct it. So this is usually a card of like stress or having some confusion around something. Maybe you've been partaking in too much like alcohol or drugs or gambling or whatever it is as a coping mechanism. Some people even use food, right? Like, they've tied different emotions to food that you eat, and food is like a whole other topic. Christina actually has a class about being a healthier, thinner you coming up this month too. So food is like a whole other thing. Food is a vibration. And so if you're putting a certain vibration into your body, it can manifest in things like being overweight or things manifesting in the physical body, which is a whole other topic for another day. But if you pick number 5, it's something for you to think about. Okay. All right. Let me know in the comments how those messages resonated with you. We're going to do one final card before we close out today. Oh my goodness. Yeah. And if you are a Spark Plug member, your email for this week will be coming out after I finish up this broadcast. So be on the lookout for that and see what the highlights are for this week. So that's coming out here in just a couple of minutes. Okay, please, deck, please give us some good news. Oh, I saw you jump. Okay. All right, folks, here is the front of the card that we got for this week. It is the 9 of clubs. I'm going to read this to you. It'll only take me a minute, but a reminder before I read this that you want to go over to spiritandspark.com, click on contact, and ask to be in Christina's class. You can claim one of those 40 class passes for her Sleep Better, Sleep Deep class later this month. Because I'm sure people have been doing it while I've been talking. So I'm sure some of those 40 spots are now gone. Okay, the 9 of clubs. Perhaps it's time to let go of how you think things should be and open your vision to see what's possible in a larger way. If things aren't going the way you expect them to, maybe you are going in the wrong direction. Life wants to give you something greater than what you have in mind. Perhaps the hand of fate is coaxing you to a different direction. To know, you must let go of your ideas of what you think is right and step back so you can see the direction that life is pointing you in. The 9 of clubs says, think bigger. Let go of how you think things should be and let life show you something greater than you've ever imagined for yourself. Choose to participate in collaboration with your heart's desire. Make this the priority. Be the possibility. I have a feeling I pulled this recently in one of the recent episodes because I know I've read this recently. And I usually save those cards for our weekly video here. So thank you to everybody who joined live and for commenting, and those of you that are catching the replay, comment and let me know what your thoughts are for this week. Do me a favor and please consider joining the Spark Plug so we can have a real conversation that's not filtered, and we can all enter into a meaningful dialogue together. We're not all going to agree with each other, and it's the beauty of being alive right now. But I am driven to have a heart-centered conversation and dialogue around the things that are happening right now. And I would invite you to be a part of the conversation, how we create meaningful change rather than create more divisiveness. So thank you to everybody who joined me today. And make sure you go over to spiritandspark.com, click on book a session if you're looking for a private session. The Spark Plug is there. And also click contact to sign up for one of those free class passes from Christina. I wish you all a beautiful week. I will be back on Sunday at 10 a.m. Pacific time for the next episode, and we'll be talking later. Bye.